What is going on, guys? Welcome back, Commentary Free. If you didn't look at Madden's Twitter this morning, it's almost like EA is getting more and more desperate to try to stay relevant. And that's so surprising to me, because this is a game that has the NFL exclusivity, should really have no issues in staying prevalent in any gamer's aspect. And yet here we are, looking at an image of Texas versus Oklahoma, obviously college football, something that is, I would say, lightly in Madden currently. But this is a rivalry game, and it's interesting that they bring this up as a rivalry game because that's something that's not currently in Madden. And I think that just goes to show the length that EA goes to try to promote football, but the shallowness of the game kind of pulling back and not allowing them to really embrace every aspect of the game. So obviously when this tweet went up, I responded to it with, listen, you don't have rivalry games in your current game, right? We see them every single week in the NFL, big rivalries, historic rivalries. I would say in some cases, depending on where you are regionally, much more significant NFL rivalries than a college rivalry. For example, I live in Maryland. There is no bigger rivalry in our state, really, than the Ravens and Browns, Ravens and Steelers, Ravens and Colts, right? There's really not a football team the Terrapins deal with. There's really not a football team that the Blue Hens deal with that triggers that type of emotional response in our state. So it's really intriguing to me that EA continues to come out and project these things that football fans know, love, and embrace, expectations of football fans in terms of what we want to see and talk about, yet that narrative doesn't always carry over to their football game when in fact it should. Not only that, it's still very interesting to me that they're promoting college football. Because really up until this year, there wasn't a lot of college football interaction within Madden. And certainly to see the Madden NFL logo on any type of college sport is very strange. It seems out of place, to be fair. The NFL is the professional organization of football, at least recognized most notably here in our country. The fact that they're using it to promote college football is just a little bit odd because there's really not that hand-in-handness, if you will, when you see other college football promoted. Most of those games are promoted strictly to college football fans or football fans in general. They're not promoting it solely on the aspect of the NFL. So I understand that EA has to do what they have to do to stay relevant, but the reality is they shouldn't have to do any of these things. They have a game in the marketplace that is solely licensed by the NFL for simulation football. That in and of itself should be more than enough to carry not only casual fans, but also every pro sports fan at least into the game at some level. If you love sports and you look at other sports titles, whether you play them or not, you're still looking at them. I don't follow NBA. I don't follow NHL, but I still recognize that they have football games in the marketplace, sports games in the marketplace that may at some point pique my interest. I've owned 2K games for NBA. I've owned EA games for NHL before. So it's not out of the ordinary for a sports fan in general to look at other games in this way, but imagine being a casual fan of video games, look at an image like this and trying to understand that Madden doesn't have full college football gameplay, yet here they are promoting it, and one of the more intense rivalries in college football, yet that actually isn't completely represented in their product. It's a lot of things for a casual fan to overcome, but as a purist in terms of football gaming, it's also very weird to see these things as EA, in my opinion, just kind of struggles to maintain themselves in the topic of conversation outside of course, fix Madden franchise and make this game better, because as you'll see tonight, it is broken on just about every level you can imagine. I appreciate you guys checking this video out, and I will be back, because just about every day, EA does something that makes you scratch your head because they're so lost in trying to make a quality football game that the marketing department seemingly doesn't even know how poor their product is. In the week, with more commentary.